This course is presented to you free of charge by TTJ Tech Services of www.ttjtech.biz and by Stir It Up of www.stiritup.com. And remember, stir is spelled with a U, not an I, so that's STURITUP.com. TTJ Tech Services and Stir It Up are pleased to offer this course to you, to the glory of God, and to the benefit of all those who listen. Well, welcome back to our next Macintosh discussion and demo here. Today we're going to be talking about Apple Numbers, which of course is the spreadsheet app. And I have to say that we are excited to report how accessible this is. Once again, just like all the other Apple apps, not only is it accessible, but it's improved. It's gotten better and better as time has gone on. It's fully compatible with iCloud again, of course, so you can use it on your iPad, your Mac, your iPhone, what have you. You have templates. You have predictable patterns, so you can figure this app out pretty well. We're just going to go ahead and create a basic spreadsheet, but it's not going to be quite as basic as we might think because we're going to put a formula in it so we can show you what that sounds like as well. Let me begin by going to Numbers.
Doc. Keynote, Numbers, Zoom.us, Syst Numbers, Open Window, Focus, Do Not Disturb, Off to Open them.
The very first thing that we have here is our, once again, predictable patterns. It's our spreadsheet manager. We can find all of our existing spreadsheets. I can interact with the collection.
Cancel, but icon view collection. And
I can find my existing spreadsheets. There's first one.
New document, image.
New document.
Invoice demo 20, soda test 20.
Okay, so all we have to do is VO space on any of these. And we should be able to open that right up. But there's also, if you stop interacting,
out of a cancel, open button.
There's an open button, so whatever is selected, you can open that way too.
I want to point something out that I don't think I covered in any previous sessions and that we've talked about. When you're opening up an app that comes with your Mac, number, pages, text edit, keynote, whatever the case may be, VoiceOver, or not VoiceOver, but iCloud automatically creates a folder in your iCloud drive or wherever you have your documents housed for that folder. So when you open up Numbers, it's automatically open up a Numbers. Me and Matt use iCloud for everything. So when I open up a Numbers spreadsheet, it's automatically going to create a Numbers folder in my iCloud drive. Keynote, same thing. Text edit, same thing. Pages, and you get the idea. But what I'm saying to you is, you don't have to create these folders yourselves. These are things that the Mac is smart enough to do for you, assuming that you want all your spreadsheets in one folder, all your pages documents in one folder, and all your keynote presentations in one folder. Now, if you want them in different places, you can move them to wherever you want to. But when you create these documents or these spreadsheets or these presentations, it's going to organize it for you until you move it to somewhere else that you want.
And that's very important. And that's the same thing is true on the iPad and the iPhone. If that's where you first open an app like Numbers, you will get a folder. They actually call them libraries, but they really just act like folders. But they're folders that are associated with a particular app, created automatically by that app when you open it. And they are created for you in iCloud Drive, assuming that you're using iCloud. And you can even create subfolders within that folder. So not only can you move the things to other places, but you can also go ahead and if you decide you want to create folders within those libraries like Pages or like Numbers folder, whatever, and then that way you can organize even further, or you can tag your items. We talked about tags a little bit. So yes, I'm glad you pointed that out. Now let's go back and create a new
icon view in invoice demo 20 new document image.
Spreadsheet here.
Now in window collection.
What we have now here is kind of again like our template chooser, like we've had in other apps, where we can
collection recent section, basic section, personal finance section, personal section, business section.
And just to show you, if I interact with one of these, like personal
finance, personal in section 0 items, calendar, print friendly, blank monthly calendar with bright orange accents button, group schedule, Print-friendly, 7-day calendar broken out by hour with turquoise accents button. Running log, 2 tables and 2 charts that let you calculate your averages, achievements.
All right, so you get idea. All of these have different things, and business has. We might look at one of the business ones here later, but we're right now just going to go back to the basic ones and create a blank one. So I'll stop interacting with personal here.
Out of section.
And go back to the left, VO left.
Personal finance, basic section.
And then I'll interact with basic, okay?
In section 0 items, blank, simple table on a white background button, group. Now in untitled window, table 1, 22 rows, 7 columns, table, 1 cell selected, B2 empty cell, button, group, button, group, button, group.
Now, here's a situation.
Actions available. Use the press action to edit the table's name, size, 686.0 points wide, 441.9 points tall, position, 28.3 points from top, 0.0 points from left. You are currently on a table, inside of a layout area. To add comment, add caption, deselect all, edit table title, remove unused rows, remove unused columns, and remove unused rows and columns, press Ctrl, Option, Command, Space first to bring up the action menu. To enter this table, press Ctrl, Option, Shift, down arrow.
Okay, lots of information, and we've learned some things already about how this is going to work. But I just want to point out, like the other apps, Pages and Keynote, it is possible to rename and save your document immediately if you...
Out of sheet 1, white background layout.
Okay, we stopped interacting.
Sheet navigator, tab group.
We'll go to the left.
New sheet button, toolbar.
Toolbar.
Document actions, dimmed.
And there's our document action. So if I want to name this, I can do that and save it right away and lock it. The same things that we've had before. And while we're out here, let's take a look at the
toolbar.
Toolbar, shall we?
Toolbar. 14 items. View menu button. Group 125%. Add category menu button. Group pivot table button. Insert menu button. Group table button. Chart button. Text button. Shape button. Media menu button. Comment button. Share button. Format. Selected. Radio. Organize. Radio button. Organize.
So same kinds of things. Insert different things. Shapes. Media. You have the share button. That's one of the ways we're going to be able to share this collaboratively or otherwise. And you even have the format button. So that's one of the ways we can make sure we're choosing the correct formatter that we can view later. Let's stop interacting with this toolbar.
Out of toolbar. New sheet button.
Go to the right here.
Sheet navigator, tab group, table 1, 22 rows, 7 columns, table, 1 cell selected, B2 empty cell.
And that's where it said I can use the press action if I want to rename this table. So I'm going to create a fictional spreadsheet here where we've pretended that we've sampled some people, girls and guys, and see what kind of flavor of ice cream they like best. And I might be able to press on this. I don't know if I have to interact first, but let's just try VO command space.
Actions menu 10.
And see if there's a press option.
Remove unused rows. Remove edit table title. Deselect all. Edit table title.
There it is. So I could also name the table. Remember, if you save and name the file, that's not the same thing as naming the table. You don't necessarily have to name the table, but if you want to, you sure can. So
edit text insertion at beginning of text. Table title 1. Table 1.
We're just going to call it ice cream.
Cap I C E C M.
And then
ice cream cap T.
I got to delete
capped table 1. Selected. Selection to M. To see end of text.
Cream preference.
Okay. Table 1. 22 rows. Table 1.
Press return.
Ice cream preference. 22 rows. 7 columns. Table. No selection.
So you notice that it renamed it now from table 1 to ice cream preference. Now what we can do is interact with
ice cream preference, column header cell, row header cell.
And I'm going to go to the far left. What we're going to do is we're going to create 4 columns across the top. The name of the ice cream flavor, that's the first one. The second one is going to be the number of girls that like that flavor. The third one will be the number of guys or boys that enjoy that flavor. And then the fourth one is going to be the total, which is where we'll get to explore formulas a little bit. So let's go over to the left so we can get to what would be considered A1, first column and first row. And
column header cell, row header cell, A1.
And all I have to do once I'm on that is just start typing. So I'm going to type ice cream flavor.
C-M-M cap F-L-A.
And if I make a mistake, If I make a mistake, I can delete.
A L
See that?
L A R.
All right.
Flavor.
Now, if you VO right arrow, you're going to go to the next
Column header cell P1.
If you VO left arrow, you're going to go back to that first cell and you're going to hear that it successfully named it.
Ice cream flavor, column header cell, row header cell A1.
And if you go VO down arrow,
Row header cell A2.
you're going to the next ice cream flavor, theoretically. We haven't created those rows yet, but let's finish our headers, our labels. Go back up.
Ice cream flavor, column header.
And we're going to VO right arrow.
Column header cell P1.
This is where we'll put the number of girls.
Number F of cap G S.
Now we're going to go to the right again, VO right.
Column header cell C1.
Number of boys.
U number of cap O S.
And finally,
column header cell D1.
Total.
L.
If we
Total.
go back with the VO left arrow, we can read these.
Number of number ice cream flavor, column header cell, row header cell A1. Number of girls, number of boys, total, column header cell D1.
What I'd like to do is just go back to the left and go down to the first actual flavor that we're going to put in, which is going to be strawberry. So
number of ice cream flavor, row header cell A2.
Now I did a VO down arrow to get to that, and we'll type strawberry in there.
T-R-A-W-Y. Strawberry. Y.
Misspelled it.
Y.
All right,
strawberry. Number of girl ice cream flavor strawberry, row header cell.
If we go to the right.
Number of girls.
How many girls like
actions available? You are currently
strawberry. Let's just say there's 8. And
number of girls 8.
Okay, and let's go to the right.
Number of boys.
How many boys like strawberry? Let's just say it's 7. Now,
number of girls 8. Number of boys 7.
You can see that we have that. Let's go down and do chocolate.
Number of ice cream flavor strawberry, row header cell A3.
Okay, let's do chocolate.
E. Chocolate.
And
number of girls.
We're going to say that 12, 12 girls like that.
Selection replace tables aisle 2. Number of boys.
And 9 boys. So let's see.
Number of girls 12. Ice cream flavored chocolate. Number of girls 12. Number of boys 9.
And you notice our total is empty.
Strawberry.
Strawberry's empty. We don't have
actions
a total.
Available.
So if we want to get this total, we need a formula that is going to allow us to get the sum. And what's really awesome about Apple numbers is that it's very, very smart. Now, I'm sure if you were doing a very complex formula and you had to calculate a lot of different ranges of cells and so on, that we might have to create the formula manually. And that certainly is an option that's available to us. But the nice thing is, for something simple like this, we don't even have to do that. What we need to do is go to the first cell that we actually want to have a total number in. That, if you recall, is going to be the cell that contains the total of the number of girls plus the number of boys that like strawberry ice cream. We should be looking for the number 15 there because we said 8 girls enjoy strawberry and 7 boys enjoy it. So let's go and read that whole row again.
Number of girls 8.
Okay.
Ice cream flavor strawberry. Number of girls 8. Number of boys 7. Total.
And let's not do it ourselves. Let's use a formula. Now, one of the quickest ways you can do this is from the menu bar, VOM to get to it.
Apple menu 10.
And we can go to insert.
Lock screen command numbers menu file edit insert table insert menu 20.
And then we can VO down arrow and we can find formula. It's pretty far down.
Sheet lock shape line highlight comment image web video import record audio copied row copied call formula equation formula submenu.
And let's go into that submenu with a VO right arrow and let's see what it says.
Formula submenu 8 items sum.
Sum is the first one.
Average, minimum, maximum, count, product, stock quote, new formula.
And then, of course, if you need to, you can create
You are
one
currently
manually.
a new formula.
I'm going to go back up to sum because that's what we want.
Stock max minimum average sum.
VO space.
Closing menu empty cell.
Now let's read it.
Number of girls 8. Number of boys 7. Total 15. Formula
And
result.
Look at that. It already did the number 8 plus 7 is 15. Now, here's the issue. Let's suppose I have a whole bunch more. In fact, let's do a couple more.
Ice cream flavor strawberry, chocolate.
We did chocolate.
Row header cell.
Vanilla.
A. Number of girls.
Only 4 girls like that.
Number of boys.
And only 3 boys. All right. How about
Action, ice cream flavor vanilla. Row header cell.
peanut
A5.
peanut butter.
N. T B T R.
Peanut
Peanut
butter.
number of girls.
There's a lot of girls that like that. Let's say 15.
Selection replaced. Number of
And let's say 17 boys.
Selection replaced.
So now what we have, if you look at all these ice cream flavors.
Ice cream flavor peanut butter, vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, row header cell.
And we only have totals for one of them. We have the 8 plus the 7, but I got to put the rest of the numbers
column
in.
Header cell. Ice cream flavor strawberry, chocolate, row header. Number of girls 12. Number of boys 9.
See, we have these
Vanilla
numbers,
3.
but we don't have
Total.
any totals.
Chocolate, strawberry 15.
The only total we have is for strawberry. So how do we fill this formula down to take care of the rest of the cells that have no totals in them yet? And the answer to that is we first put our cursor on the cell which we need to start with. The formula we want to fill is right where we are now.
Number, total 15. Formula result.
Okay, if you go below it,
Chocolate,
there's nothing.
strawberry 15. Formula result.
When you're on the row in the column that has the formula
Messages, country code.
that you want, what you're going to do is you're going to use a very special command that they have for both the iPad and the Mac, and I guess maybe the iPhone too, really, because you can use a keyboard with that. I've never tried that, but it is not a voiceover command. It's a numbers command, and so no VO keys. You're just going to press the command and the backslash together. Command backslash keys, okay? So again, let's make sure we're still in the correct
Total,
place.
strawberry 15. Formula result.
We're going to press command backslash. Backslash is above the return. Command's to the left of the spacebar or to the right.
Autofill. Entered autofill mode.
Now, all that you're going to do is press the down arrow, no VO keys, just the down arrow for as many times as you want to fill this down. So we have to fill it down for chocolate.
D3 autofilled.
Vanilla, down arrow.
D4 autofilled.
Peanut butter, down arrow.
D5 autofilled.
And let's just do a couple more for good measure.
D6 autofilled. D7
2,
autofilled.
We'll do 3.
D8 autofilled.
And we'll press command backslash to stop that mode now, to exit that mode.
Autofill. Exited autofill mode.
Now, if I look here,
Total. Number of ice cream flavor. Column header cell.
we're actually below the ones I
Ice
did.
cream flavor. Number of ice cream strawberry.
Oh, no, we're above it. There we go. Strawberry.
Number
Okay.
of girls 8. Number of boys 7. Total 15.
That one we know is good. If we go down, let's go to the left
Number of
and go down.
chocolate 12.
12 girls.
Number of boys 9.
9. So we should expect to see.
Total 21. Formula result.
There it is. And you can go down and see our total for vanilla
7.
was
Formula
3 and 4, 7. And our peanut butter, I forget what numbers, they were pretty big.
peanut butter 32. Formula
Okay.
result.
And if we go down again,
Row 60.
we don't have anything because we don't have numbers in there. But since we already have the formula in there, if we add another flavor,
Ice cream
like
flavor.
let's say ice cream flavor blueberry,
L-E-B-R-Y.
and
Blueberry. Number of girls.
there's about 11 girls that like that, and there's
Number of
also 11 boys. There's
Selection
a tie on
replace-
that, and you'll see now
Total 22.
it already did it. So now if
ice
we
cream
want
flavor. Row header cell. Ace.
mint chocolate,
Mint. K-O-O-E. Number of girls.
and there's 7 boys, and that's girls. 7
Number
girls,
of boys.
5 boys,
Total
and
12.
I think we have one
Row
more.
80.
Yep.
Ice cream flavor. Row headers. Okay. Rock. D.
Rocky Road
Number.
be 6.
Number of
and
boys.
8, which should be 14.
Total 14. Formula.
So now, even if we didn't have the numbers in there ahead of time, when we go ahead and put the numbers in, it knows to total those B and those C columns every time that I have filled down that formula. And so this is how easy it is to create a spreadsheet, to fill it, to make formulas. And let's just take a look at what else is here if I stop interacting now with this sheet and this table.
Out of ice cream preference. Ice cream preference. Out of sheet 1. What formatter? Group.
There's our formatter. So if we have things selected, now you'll see
Scroll area.
A scroll area to the right of
Scroll
that.
area.
But let's go back to the
Formatter.
format.
Group. In formatter. Group. Table. Selected. Radio button. Cell. Radio button. Text. Radio button. Arrange. Radio button. Table styles preset.
So there's all those different choices, and it's on table right
Table
now.
styles. Page 1. Page 2. Radio. Table formatter. Scroll area.
You can interact.
Headers and footer. Caption. Unchecked. Check. Headers and footer. 1. Header. 1. 0. Rows. 22. Contents selected. Edit text.
Is there a stepper?
0%. 22. Number of rows. Stepper.
There is. And we don't need that many rows because we didn't do 22 items. What do we do? About 8 and 4 columns. So we could reduce this VO down arrow.
0.6%. 7. Number of columns. Stepper.
Let's see. Oh.
7. Content.
That was my fault. I forgot to interact with the
Columns. 0%. 22.
We have to interact with that first. That stepper. Or I could manually type it in, by the way. This is editable here.
22. Contents selected. Edit.
But we're going to just go ahead, and it's already selected, so I literally could type right over that. I don't even have to delete it. But I want to use the stepper.
0%. 22.
Interact with your stepper. Don't forget, like I did, interact
In
with
stepper.
it. Okay? And now you can VO up or down.
0%. 0%. 0%.
Now, if
Out
I...
of 21. Contents 0.
It is moving.
In
But
stepper. 0%. Out of 20.
every time you VO down, it's moving, but it's not always telling you.
0%.
So I could go in here.
Stepper. 0%. 0%. 0. Out of step 12. Content.
And it's reduced it to 12. That's probably good, just in case we want to add any more flavors. Now, over here for the columns.
Columns. 7. Contents selected. Edit 0.6%.
And again, that's an editable field with a stepper that you can interact with. This time I am going to just type it. We're going to just say 4.
7. Contents 4. Columns. 4. Insertion
Okay.
at end of text.
And so now what we've done is thank you. We've reduced the number of rows and columns in this to make it less cluttered, especially if you're sending it to somebody who can see it. That's going to be beneficial, right? So if I go back now,
Sheet 1. Sheet nav. Sheet 1. And sheet ice cream crack in 14.
we can see
Number of boys 8.
if you go
Number
here.
of ice cream flavor Rocky Road. Row header.
Now I'm just going to I'm going to go up,
Vanilla.
but then I'm going to move to the right
Straw.
with VO right arrow. And where we would have had 3 more columns, they're gone now. Watch.
Number of girls 8. Number of boys 7. Total 15. Ice cream flavored chocolate.
See, it just goes right down, and we should be only, I think I left what? 12 rows?
Vanilla, peanut, blueberry, mint, chocolate, Rocky Road, row headers, row header, row headers, row header, row headers, row header, cell,
and that's
cell,
it.
A12.
And that's it. That's the last one because we removed all those extra ones. And really, I could remove those extra empty ones too. But again, I'm thinking, if I ever want to add more flavors in there, I can. Now, that formatter, of course, also allows you to format text, just like in Pages and Keynote. You could have selected text instead of table. There were other things, whatever object you might have selected if you insert a video or, a link or whatever, probably. But we also want to look at something here. While I'm on this cell, you heard that there are actions. And if I VO Command Space, let's listen to what those are.
Actions menu, 7 items.
This is where we renamed the table. VO down arrow.
Remove unused rows and columns. Remove unused columns. Remove unused rows. Add comment. Show menu. Press. Jump to table selected radio button. 1 of 4. Jump to table. Press. Show menu.
So, if we show the menu.
Menu. 25. Show menu row header cell. Checkmark. Checkmark. Freeze header rows. Checkmark. Freeze header columns. Add row above. Add row below. Add header column before.
So you can add rows and columns.
Add header column after. Delete row. Delete column.
And it's telling you where you're going to add
You
them
are
above or
currently
below. And it's also giving you the option to delete.
Show sort options. Quick filter ellipsis. Show filter options. Show category options. Merge cells. Dimmed. Unmerge cells. Dimmed. Cut. Copy. Copy snapshot. Paste. Pasted match style. Clear all. Checkmark. Wrap text. Matthew's iPhone. Dimmed.
And then we
Take
have
photo.
those.
Scan document. Add sketch. Add sketch.
Okay. These are the thing. Again, a lot of these are going to be more advanced than what we're getting into today to have, filters and categories and so on. But I just wanted to show you that's the long press actions or context actions menu, not long press on a Mac, but context actions, equivalent to the long press on iPad and iPhone. If we escape out of that,
Closing menu.
there was also something else I was curious about. If we stop interacting all the way out as far as we can go and we go to the right, we saw the formatter.
Group.
We also saw a scroll area. Now,
You are currently
this?
In scroll area, content is empty. Empty format.
Okay. It's actually nothing.
Empty scroll area.
But I'm sure that it would have something if it needed to. So I'm going to look at our view menu when we get there and see what that might be, because it probably will tell me. In the menu bar, we have what you would expect: your Apple
menu,
your app name,
numbers menu,
your file
menu,
and that's things
new
like
ellipsis, command open recent, sub close command, save ellipsis, command S, duplicate command, rename ellipsis, move to ellipsis, revert to, sub share ellipsis.
There's your sharing options.
Activity settings ellipsis, export to, submenu.
There's your export options. Again, if you need to export this to other formats, sharing is collaboration or send a copy in the same format. And then that allows you to real-time collaborate with other people. And then, of course, export lets you bring it to other formats, PDF or Excel or otherwise. Let's
export to submenu, 5 items PDF ellipsis, Excel ellipsis, CSV ellipsis, TSV ellipsis, numbers 09 ellipsis.
All right, let's go out of that and see.
Save as template ellipsis. Reduce file size ellipsis. Advanced submenu. Set password ellipsis. Print ellipsis command P. Print ellipsis.
And I think that option to show you that we
set advanced submenu. Reduce file size. Save as template.
Save as template. That's a useful one again, just because maybe there are specific things that you have set up the way you want them, and you could actually save them as a template so you can quickly go back to them, duplicate if you need to, and then get to work. Now,
edit menu.
We'll skip over
insert
edit.
Menu.
Insert, we already showed you some of. You can look at that more on your own time, but that's where we inserted the formula. In the next
menu 20.
Let's look at what some of these
add
are.
row above.
Again, some of the same things we had in the actions menu.
Add row below. Add header column before. Add header column after. Delete row command option. Delete column.
Whoops, that's a good
command.
Delete
row command option. Delete.
That's a good thing to know, probably.
Delete column command control. Delete.
So command option delete, command control delete.
Header rows, submenu.
Header rows,
submenu, 6 items 0. Check mark, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, it's just letting you see how many it should.
Table, check mark, freeze header rows, header columns, check mark, freeze header, footer rows, resize row to resize column to fit, resize row to fit content, dimmed. Resize column to fit content.
So you have those
Distribute rows evenly, dimmed. Distribute columns evenly, dimmed.
A lot of things that you may want to play with
Hide row. Unhide all rows, dimmed. Hide column. Unhide all columns. Select, submenu. Autofill cells, submenu.
There's that autofill cells that we had with the command backslash.
Autofill cells, submenu. 7 items autofill ellipsis command backslash.
And it tells you that,
autofill right, dimmed. Autofill left, dimmed. Autofill down, dimmed. Autofill up, dimmed. Autofill from row above. Dimmed command option backslash. Autofill from column before. Dimmed command control backslash. Autofill.
So you notice that there wasn't just the down arrow as I showed you. You could go any direction. You could go up, down, left, or right. You could do command control or command, what was it? Command option.
Autofill from row above. Dim command option
backslash and command control backslash if you wanted to fill from a different row or column. So there's a lot of different options in that autofill cells thing there.
Table, insert current date command control shift
You can insert the current date.
Insert current time command control shift
current time. So you can play with this. Again, I don't need to go through every option. I did want to go to the view menu though.
Organize menu, format, menu, arrange, view, menu.
I want to see what that scroll area might be.
Show tab bar. Show all tabs command. Inspector. Submenu. Show rulers command. Guides. Submenu. Comments. Hide participant cursors. Dimmed. Show activity pane. Dimmed. Show range tools. Show colors command shift C. Show adjust image. Show music browser. Show photo and video browser.
These are all going to be things for when you insert media and different types of things.
Zoom. Submenu. Show warnings. Show sync status.
I wonder if it was...
Enter full screen cap F. Hide toolbar command option T. Customize toolbar. Customize
I wonder if it was one of the inspectors.
Comments. Sub guides.
I wonder if it was one of the inspectors.
Show rulers command. Inspector. Inspector. Submenu. 5 items. Organize. Checkmark. Format. Organize. Show next inspector tab control accent. Show previous inspector tab control shift accent. Hide inspector command option I. Hide inspector.
One of the things that I should point out about these inspectors, just like with Keynote, they are also going to show as soon as you move to something different and choose to format it. Like, you know, when we were on the table, we could format the table, the text, whatever. But if we had an image selected or a video or an audio file selected, you're going to have the options that are automatically best suited for those. But if you want to show and hide the inspectors, you can certainly do that. And now I'm going to hit escape here.
Closing menu.
And there's one other thing I'd like to do. I'd like to show you a little bit of what an invoice template looks like, because this is a nice feature just to show you how accessible even these templates are. If I use this on the iPad, but I'm going to try it on the Mac.
Close in save. Tags. Do tag vertical where
Pardon
numbers.
me.
Show more
Do you
option.
want
Delete
to keep
button.
this new document untitled?
You are
No.
closing
Okay.
dialog.
All right, so we're going to create a new one now.
New collection. In base personal basic section personal business section in section 0 employee schedule invoice 1 table with blue.
I'm going to show you what this looks like here.
Now in untitled window invoice white background layout area.
Okay, so let's look at this.
Sheet navigator tab group.
Now, I don't think we have more than one sheet. That sheet navigator,
In invoice selected tab group 1 of 1.
there's only one. If we had more sheets, you could move through them just like the slide navigator in
Out
Keynote.
of sheet
But
invoice white background layout area.
interact with that.
Line layout item.
There's a line there to make it look good.
Company name text box layout item.
Now,
Actions available. Size 486.7 points wide, 15.6 points tall. Position
and that's a text box. It says company name. So if I VO
edit
space,
text insertion at beginning of text. Subtitle company name.
and I think
C.
I want to
C.
delete
company name.
and put my
Selected.
actual.
S.
All right,
Services.
so stop interacting.
Line layout item. Line layout TTJ text services text box layout item.
There's my company name, and then here,
Invoice 12345678890 no underscore reply at example.com 1234 Main Street any town state ZIP text box layout item.
and again, I'm not going to do all of those, but just to show you, to give you a little more practice, we'll VO space on that,
Edit text insertion at beginning of text. Heading.
and we'll leave the word invoice in there with VO or with option right arrow. And the nice thing is these are already formatted as we would like
Heading
them.
18 point Helvetic Anoia align natural.
See, so that word invoice. Now
Body heading 2 123.
that's my. Now you notice it changed to heading 2. They've already got paragraph styles in here for you. I want to put my actual business phone number.
120
So we'll select
heading
this.
minus 400 minus 7,890 4 814 8 306
Now we have
1360
that.
line separator.
There's a line separator in there.
N
And here's the email.
no underscore reply at example period select com o info t j e h t z
I won't do my
TTJ
address. I won't do the address and everything, but you can see that some of it's done now if we stop interacting.
TTJ Tech invoice 814-348-1366 info at ttjtech.biz 1234 Main Street any time.
All right, so you get the idea with working with the text boxes, and then eventually we're going to come to the actual spreadsheet.
Attention trends Pruka title company name 4321
That's where you would put the attention to who the invoice goes to.
details 8 rows 4 columns table no selection
Interact.
description column header cell
All right, let's look what we have.
description column B quantity unit price cost column header cell D item 1 cell A2.
There's item 1, and we want to actually call that something. So we're going to make up a pretend invoice here. I'm going to say web design services.
In E web cap D design cap E V S
Now, I suspect they might still have item 1 in here.
Empty cell. Column C. Empty
minute.
cell. Empty cell. Empty cell. Empty cell. Cost. Column head. Description. Column header cell. Cell. E1. Column description. Column header cell.
Okay.
Column header cell. Cell. D1.
Okay.
Description. Column header cell. Cell. E1. Quantity. Column header cell. Cell. Empty cell. A2. Empty cell. B2. Empty cell. C. Empty cell.
I think
Web
those would
design
be
services cell. E2.
okay. It actually did have it correct. It had web design services, and it did take out the other part.
55 cell. F2.
And that's
$100.00 cell.
Okay, so the item number is, we're going to say that it's an hourly rate. So we're just going to put
50.
We're going to do 5 hours.
Insertion at end of text 5.
Now, I don't know if it took out everything or
Web
not.
design services 5 cell. F2.
Okay, it did. So it already selected it. So I don't have 455 or whatever. I just have 5 hours of web design services. And over here,
$100.00 cell. G2. 80. $80.00 cell.
I changed that to $80 at 5 hours at $80 an hour. And so my total
$400.00 formula result cell. H2.
already did it because it knows that I wanted a template for an invoice. We picked the invoice template, so it already has the formula there to calculate. And usually at the bottom of these invoice templates,
Out of details, 8 rows. Thank you for your business. It's a pleasure to work with you on your project. Your next order will ship in 30 days.
that's editable. So you can say whatever you want there. Please remit payments via Apple Pay or, whatever you want. But I'm just showing you that even these templates are fully accessible, and it is very, very easy to work with the existing templates that they've got for you. They have formulas in them when they're needed. They have the text already pre-formatted for you. You really don't have to. I mean, you could choose to, because, what we always say, right? Personal preference. Okay. Like you could say, well, I want that to be bigger than 18 points, or I want it to be centered if it isn't centered, but we could have selected the text and gone into the formatter to see that. But the point is, this is fully accessible and very, very powerful. And I think it's worth a look.
In save
because
dialog.
it's really, really
Delete.
just,
But
this-
delete. But close.
Do you want to keep this new document untitled?
it's really powerful. I'll go to Trainer Cliff. Do you have anything to add? You've done a lot of spreadsheets over the years. I mean,
I have, but most of mine were imported from Excel, already written. I have written up a, to-do list. Took the idea from your family. I'm having spring cleaning list in the spring and doing stuff of that nature. But there's a lot of options here that are not available to a Windows user in Excel. I mean, there are some, but there's a lot more here than you would think, especially when you look in the menu bar. And that's what we talked about in the last session when we were doing Keynote. If you say that numbers is the equivalent to Excel, that's kind of not giving it its credit, because there's a lot more you can do here, especially when, and I don't know about Excel because I haven't looked at it in a while, but I don't think when I last used Excel, there were not templates you could choose from. When you opened up an Excel spreadsheet, it just said new book or workbook. And you just had to start writing your formulas and do whatever. Now, Numbers gives you all that. It was like Pages and Keynote with the template options. But yes, Numbers is a very powerful app, and you can really learn how to, organize your business. Well, I actually did run my business with Numbers when I had my cafe back in 2017. So it is possible.
And that was before they added all these extra features that we just, some of the ones we just showed now probably were not, available back then. And it was not that easy to enter data into the cells either back then.
No, it wasn't. Back then you had to interact a couple of times before you could even write something in a cell on the Mac. So.
Right. So they've really made this very simple and very straightforward. And I guess that ought to do it.
All right. Thanks to Trainer Matt for joining us and demonstrating Numbers for Mac Apple Pages.
And God bless you, everybody. See you next time.
Thanks for joining today's session. Didn't get your question answered? Want paid one-on-one training? Email us at support@ttjtech.biz or support@stiritup.com. And remember, stir is spelled with a U. That's STURITUP.com. I'm Trainer Cliff. Thanks for joining us. God bless. See you next time.